With reports now emerging of a rift within the Aam Aadmi Party, Times now has accessed a letter written by the internal Lokpal of the party, who's written about the many rifts within the party over the past few months. Breaking down more details of that letter is Samia with us live. Samia, take us to what really does this letter say? What are the highlights?
Oh, well, yes, exactly. The internal Lokpal of the Aam Aadmi Party, which was Admiral Ramdas, had clearly mentioned in a letter asking that there should be parity and a consensus that all the senior leaders of the Aam Aadmi Party are on board and are unified. Now, this particular letter of Admiral Ramdas was discussed in the national executive meeting of the Aam Aadmi Party, which was held on Thursday. Now, this is when there was confrontation, as far as our sources confirmed to us, between the national executive panel and Yogendra Yadav, and that is after which Arvind Kejriwal had decided that he wants to resign from the post of the national convener, and that is when this entire issue was brought to the foreplay, that perhaps the PAC needs to be reconstituted, the Parliamentary Affairs Committee needs to be reconstituted, and Yogendra Yadav, the senior leader from the Aam Aadmi Party, was presiding over it. But now that we hear is that when it's reconstituted, he would perhaps be out of that PAC council. Having said that, the issue of rift and the two evident camps that the Admiral Ramdas had mentioned in his letter was pretty evident, saying that there seems to be two camps that is working within the Aam Aadmi Party, and there needs to be consensus that there are on board as far as the decision making is concerned. Yes. From the senior leadership. This was something that was brought to the notice of the senior leaders of the Aam Aadmi Party even before the Delhi election, but they were hoping that post Delhi elections there would be some changes that is required within the party as far as the PAC, the Parliamentary Affairs Committee, is concerned. And Yogendra Yadav, though, has been on the back foot to come out clean and exactly elucidate as to what is the difference. But it is clear that all is not well within the party just yet. There is rift, there are two camps playing out, and definitely the letters like the internal Lokpal of Admiral Ramdas writing the letter like that, which was taken up at the national executive level in the Aam Aadmi Party, definitely substantiates the point that there is definitely a rift between the senior leadership of the Aam Aadmi Party.
So, Samia, it's the Aam Aadmi Party's Lokpal which is confirming this rift, which is now out in the open. In fact, Admiral Ramdas, the AAP's internal Lokpal, says, and I quote, that there is a breakdown in communication between the senior leadership. Now, Samia, isn't this extremely serious then? And how perhaps is the Aam Aadmi Party going to tackle this? Because we haven't really heard Arvind Kejriwal or perhaps any other member who's senior rung of the Aam Aadmi Party, which has yet come out and tell us that how will they deal with this dissent now?
Well, we have been trying to get in touch with the Aam Aadmi Party leaders since morning, but nobody has really come out clean as to what exactly is the status quo of the senior leaders pertaining to this entire issue playing out as the media report suggests. But having said that, remember, there's rift within the Aam Aadmi Party, and there's only certain senior leaders of the Aam Aadmi Party which are calling the shots within, and there seems to be disparity and a communication gap between the other leaders and the seniors was something that was brought to fore even by Shazia Ilmi when she had quit the party. Now with Yogendra Yadav also trying to be on the back foot for that matter, where he's not coming out in the open and clearly elucidating as to what is playing out within the party. Neither are the Aam Aadmi Party leaders coming out and clarifying. There seems to be that they are trying to really play it down and not try to come forth and give any sort of clarifications on this behest.
So clearly, Samia, this perhaps is going to make matters worse, isn't it? Because it's all about public perception, and not the very first time, as you also rightly pointed out, that there have been voices, very senior voices within the Aam Aadmi Party, which have literally come out and said that there is no space for dissent within the party, leave aside dealing with dissent.
Well, yes, exactly. Remember, this entire issue of having a say, having equality, and to perhaps have a say as far as the working of the party is concerned is something that the party leader Arvind Kejriwal himself has always endorsed upon. But when it comes to his own internal matter of the party, perhaps this is not being played out really well. There were a lot of people in the past also who disassociated themselves with the Aam Aadmi Party only on the same issue, that their voices are being silenced, in the sense that only the few senior leaders of the Aam Aadmi Party are the ones who are perhaps calling the shots within the party. And this is exactly where perhaps Yogendra Yadav, one of the very senior leaders of the Aam Aadmi Party, will have to perhaps bear the brunt as far as the role that he was playing within the party.